Hi everybody, I hope you're doing marvellously well. We've got a fun one today. We've done quite a lot of mixing competitions with different artists and different YouTube channels as well. We recently did one with Christian Kohler, which was wonderful. What we're going to do here is something a little different. Not just a mix or a remix, but a production. Yes, a production competition. So what we have done is we've teamed up with a rather wonderful artist, Lianne Kaye, over at the TYX Studios it was in London. Lianne is a wonderful singer-songwriter based in the UK, and we got to spend a couple of hours working on a song with her. It's a song that she wrote that she can tell us all about in a second. And we just put down a lead vocal, a background, and an acoustic, actually doubled acoustic guitar part. Now, you can take those elements and you can do your own production. You can do something traditional with bass and drums, or you can make it an EDM song or anything in between. You can make it reggae. We don't mind. We want you to take those elements and produce the track. And we did all of this in conjunction with our good friends at Audient. So there's going to be some wonderful prizes with Audient. The judges are going to be actually myself, but probably more importantly, the artist herself, Lianne, because you have to impress the artist. You have to think about it from a perspective of like, you are producing Lianne's music. So what can you do to impress her and something that's going to be wonderful? Also, I believe when she releases the song on her own, she will do it as an EP and we'll put the winners alongside it. So you're going to hear all of these different productions showcased. So without further ado, let's meet Lianne. Lianne, how are you?
I'm good, thanks, Warren. How are you?
Marvelous, marvelous. We were over there and it was like time zone city, like where am I? Who am I? I was like, oh, but it was fun.
Oh, likewise. No, I really, really enjoyed it. It was a great day. Yeah, I really enjoyed all of the recording process and everything. And yeah, it was brilliant.
So I gave everybody a little bit of an outline of what it's going to be. We can showcase the song here. We've got a little bit of the production element that went into it, and everybody's going to get to see my exhausted face. What's great about this when it comes to a production contest, when the artist is involved, is like, it really does come down to what you love, because you choose your producers. And I suppose a couple of questions are, when you've worked with external producers and you're not doing your own tracks, what is it that you gravitate towards? This is an opportunity for you to sort of express what you would love in a production of a song like this, so that those working on it can kind of, impress you.
Oh, I mean, there's so much, like production-wise, I tend to kind of lean towards, with my own stuff, like a warm sound. Obviously, it's kind of like pop rock country vibes, like Avril Lavigne meets Shania Twain, Carrie Underwood. That's kind of my writing style. So I love, like, the really clear but warm sounding, like bass tones, kind of a bit like analog. That's kind of, the sort of vibe that I really, really enjoy for my own stuff. But I'm really open to like hearing this song in a new light. It would be really, really nice to kind of hear other people's takes on it. And other people's production styles, because there's so much you can do, isn't there? And everyone has a different style. So yeah, it'd be really, really cool to hear other people's takes and ideas.
So without putting words into your mouth, if somebody takes this and does like an EDM version of it and it's amazing, is that still something you'd be like, wow?
Absolutely. I would love to hear, like, I'm really hoping for like a real like dance version. I'm not going to lie. Okay. Or it could be the other like end of the spectrum, like really heavy version. Like, okay. I think there's so much you could do with it, but yeah, like I'd love to hear the song just in a totally different way. I think there's a lot of scope for it to be made into something unique. So yeah, that'd be great.
No, I agree entirely. So we're going to have 3 winners, first, second, and third prize. Each of them can be on the EP. So there's a lot of latitude. You could do something that works with Lianne's current style, and that might come first, might come second, or might come third. Or you, as Lianne is saying, you could do something like super modern, edgy EDM, and also, I know you said heavy. I mean, the reality is, when I worked with Dave Sardi and I was engineering for him, I remember he gave me a whole bunch of stuff and all these takes and stuff that I had to edit. And I said to him, how do you want it to sound? And he went, make it great. I think there's a vagueness to that, but there's also just an honest challenge. I think even those of us that work in one genre only maybe still could recognize greatness in other genres. So bear that in mind. Just make it really, really good.
No, I'm really excited to hear, like, yeah, people's ideas, and that is going to be, yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Have you already finished producing the track up yourself?
No, so actually we're going to start recording it soon. I've got a very clear vision for my version of it, the single, but it'll be exciting to release the winning track or tracks alongside it, to kind of showcase the song, yeah, in a completely different light. I think we should do it definitely as an EP with your lead song and then the 3 other versions as well. I think that will give everybody just a warm, fuzzy feeling that even if they come third, they're still going to get released. I think that would be wonderful. Yeah, cool. Yeah, that'd be great. Sounds like a plan.
Now we're here, this is a mouthful, and I'm going to mess this up, at Tile Yard's TYX Studio.
We are, yes. All the T's.
All the T's. I got it right. So at the bequest and the of our good friends Audient. And this is good because we're going to use the ASP4816, which I'm hoping to get one for myself soon. So it's a nice baptism of fire with the console. What we're going to do is we're going to work on a song with Lianne, and we're going to let you download it. So we'll do like a vocal acoustic, maybe I'll add some bass and, you know, a couple of guitar ideas.
Yeah,
we're going to let people download it. They can add their own production to it.
Great, yeah.
And then you're going to go through them and listen to them.
Yeah.
I'll do it with you.
Yeah, no, it sounds
Go through it.
great.
But ultimately, you're the singer, so you have to like the production.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a real world experience where you can
Definitely.
download the multi-tracks, you can take the vocal, obviously, please, the acoustic or any other elements that are there and do your own production to it. And you can win some audio gear. So we'll do like the EVO16, EVO8 and EVO4 as a first, second and third prize. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is. I'm
So we
excited.
should probably figure out the song.
We should, yes.
Now that I've been waffling on about it. Now,
Cool.
you played one earlier, which I absolutely loved.
Yeah,
And
thank you.
you haven't yet recorded it, is that correct?
Yeah, so it's a new song, yeah.
Great.
So, yeah, it's called Glow. It goes a little bit like this.
Great.
Ready?
Yep.
So...
Falling deeper down, invisible. I guess your time ran out. A ghost in a haunted house. Damaged goods is all you think you owed. You're clinging on, but everyone's let go. You're high, then you're so low. But you keep on thinking too much, reliving everything you had once. But just hold on, 'cause you're not done. Stand out, let the people stare, or wear a crown with your colored hair. They're all sheep too scared to lead, and in time you'll see. Scream it out, tell them all your pain, and stick around, 'cause everything will change. If they try to dim your light, it won't show, 'cause you'll just glow.
Yay. It's amazing. For those of you watching, hopefully we captured all of that, yeah? That's the first take, the first time you've played it all the way down, right off from... Amazing. So, things to know. You do slow down a little bit on the verses. But what I would want to see if you could do the verse at the same tempo as the chorus.
Okay, cool.
We can tempo map it if necessary.
Yeah, sure,
If
yeah.
it feels like it's too wordy, you know,
Yeah,
and you can't quite
course.
get the rhythm at the faster tempo.
Yeah,
But let's
yeah.
at least try it. We're averaging 133.
Okay, cool.
Those of you watching will notice I went down and picked up my phone so I could tap the tempo. But we're averaging about 133. We'll find like a generic loop to do it. The arrangement's great.
Thank you. Cool.
I think when you're doing that kind of ad-libby vocal in the bridge/solo section,
Yeah, yeah.
let's kind of define that. Actually, what you did was great.
Okay,
And maybe
cool.
build some harmonies up so it
Yeah,
could
that'd be
be
nice.
could be a nice kind of
Yeah.
you know, musical moment
Yeah,
there.
definitely. Yeah, create some atmosphere.
And
That
then
sounds great.
people could add solos in there.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Now your
Love
band
that.
has done you've done live version of this.
Yeah,
yes?
we've done. Yeah. So we're going to record it later this year. But yeah, so usually there's a solo there. It's quite kind of an epic moment. I think it's got quite a bit of space. So
Right.
you know, open for lots of creativity there. I think. So,
Absolutely. I mean, it might be that somebody does some production on this that absolutely floors you, and you end up using that.
yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to hear.
Anything
lots of
could
different
happen.
versions. Yeah, this is it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very, very
definitely.
exciting.
Yeah.
So let's find a, just a kind of loop. So we'll dig through
Yeah,
the
definitely.
DAW, the door. People they're always like, why do you say DAW? I think it's just because it used to be DAW when I started, but
Yeah.
through the door, and we'll find a loop that kind of gives that groove,
Yeah,
and then
that'd be great.
we'll just cut an acoustic
Yeah.
and a vocal, get some harmonies in there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tough one. It's I mean, we could do a doubled third just in the choruses.
Yeah, thicken it up.
Yeah, and maybe just a double of the lead there.
Yeah, definitely.
But you have such an interesting voice in your verses. I don't know. Are you conscious of this? The breathe through. I really like the breathe through.
Yeah. I think that's a little bit, sort of contributes to my tone. I think, yeah.
But you're conscious of it, and did you practice that kind of stuff?
No, not really. No,
Really?
I think maybe just naturally. So yeah, it's cool that it's nice to hear. It's like an outside perspective on.
I mean, I work with a lot of
vocals.
singers to get them to do that because
Yeah.
you can take I don't,
Yeah.
make sometimes a really one-dimensional kind of voice sound more interesting. But you do it naturally, which is absolutely fantastic.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, really good.
Thank you.
So let's find a loop. We're going to cut some acoustic guitar. We'll do a vocal, and maybe I'll come up with an electric guitar idea or a bass line or something to go along with it.
Sounds
But
great.
you'll be able to download those multi-tracks. You're going to see us recording, obviously, now. We decided just to use an 87 on everything, which is obviously not a cheap mic, but it's also not a U47. So everything's going to be recorded with one mic through the Audient console, no compression going down. So this is going to be interesting for people. The way they have the studio here at TYX, yes, at TYX is, this is designed for people to come in and bring in their own laptops like we have here and just track. So there's not even a patch bay. It's just, boom, it's one-to-one. You plug in and record straight from that channel. It's, so it's pretty straightforward. So you're going to get raw files that you can mix and do all kinds of stuff. But the challenge, obviously, is to do production on this song. It could be a folk classic, or it could be a death metals track, or an EDM,
Could go either way.
or any direction.
Any. Yeah, I'm excited to hear lots of different versions of it.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So what we're doing is we're creating like a little drum loop, which is not going to be in the finished. Well, maybe it'll be in there as a blend, but it's just something a bit more interesting to play to than click, 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 click. You can do it with a hi-hat loop, probably a tambourine loop. Feel free to use this or completely ignore it. We're just trying to have something that's got a little bit more movement. Yeah, I like that. So that literally be that loud, just like a little bit in the background, just to, yeah. And again, can be muted. We don't have to use it. So we've got this loop along with a click. And the loop is really just to give you something a little bit more interesting to play to. It may stay in the song, probably won't, but just so it's not just the ice pick to the skull.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got the ice pick to the skull as well.
Yeah, it just creates a bit more vibe.
Yeah, and again, so we've got this loop in there that we just created really quickly. It's distorted, it's got a bit of verb on it. We've wiped off some of the top and bottom, so it's just a mid-rangey thing. It doesn't really swing. It's kind of a little bit static, so it probably won't stay there. But it gives you something a little bit more interesting to play to than just the ice pick through the head, which is in Pro Tools always marimba too. It cuts through anything.
Yeah.
Drummers like it. But yeah, it's horrific. So if you can play along with this, see how it feels. Great.
Feels good.
That'll be fun. So let's go and, well, see, what I typically will do, and it's really up to you, if you are really familiar with this song, you could just put the acoustic down and Bob's your uncle, sing over the top of it.
Yeah, cool.
But if you're not, sometimes what I have people do is do a vocal acoustic live scratch. So, and then they play the acoustic to that, have that blended in really lightly so they know where all the changes are. But how do you feel? Do you think you can just nail it?
I think I could probably just do it. Yeah, I think I know it well enough.
Good. Okay. So we won't need to do that. But that is a tip. If you've got a singer-songwriter, and especially when you've just worked on the arrangement, they may not yet have it memorized how many bars of each sequence. So have the first take be a live vocal and acoustic, and then track the acoustic to that, even if it's just super quiet. You know, it means they've always got a reference point on where all the changes are. So we're going to use a U87 on everything. It's the most utilitarian microphone ever made. So typically when I do use large diaphragm on acoustic, I will go somewhere around about the 12th to 14th fret, and I'll just pull back. Make sure not to mic up the sound hole or you'll get tons of boominess. So let's go here. So hopefully you can see on camera, I'm sort of aimed around this area here. And I don't mind like a little coming in slightly aimed away from the sound hole. So it's going to pick up a bit, it's inevitable, but it's not the main focus. And then that will stop the boominess of it. I'm also like to have a bit, make sure there's a bit of weight on the back of the mic stand, because if you go stretch it so it's here, what will end up happening is the mic will droop. All right, we'll go and give it a listen. Can you hear me okay?
Yep, can hear
Great.
you.
Would you mind playing a little bit for me?
Yeah, no worries.
Going to take that high pass off. It's interesting, it's a little choppy sounding. Let me see if that smooths it out. I'm going to take the high pass off. It's a little choppy sounding. I'm also going to bring the mic up a little bit. All right. Can you play again for me, please? Cool. Can I hear it, please? Yeah, I mean, there's more body there. But we're in digital now, so there's so many fancy dynamic EQs, multiband compressors. There's OX Sound Soothe too. There's all these great things that if there's uneven low end, you can deal it with that. Yeah. Keep playing, please. How loud are the headphones in general?
I wouldn't say they're super loud.
Bring up the headphone a little bit more. Headphone sender.
Oh, okay.
So I want to get set up for a vocal.
Yep.
So we can at least get one vocal down.
Sure.
And then Adam, who's also an amazing engineer, will probably get, not probably, will definitely get another acoustic.
Yep, cool.
And more vocals. So height, capsule, mouth height. Lianne's got a fantastic voice. Some people are a little nasally. You're not nasally at all. So even though, you know, it might not be on their nose, sometimes I drop it like half an inch below where you would anticipate it would be. Some people have really directional voices, you know, and which can come from their nose and above. Other people don't. I don't anticipate any issues with you at all. So logically, microphone in front of you. Sing for a second. I want to see what your technique is like.
Stand out, let the people stare, and wear a crown with your colored hair.
Right. I do like proximity being used and abused. So maybe on verses, if it's super low, you can just come up a little bit and
more.
exaggerate.
Yeah.
But just use the microphone the way you hear it. You know, if it feels like you want it to sound warmer, you want that closeness, then just come in and, you know, especially the way you can sing when you're breathing through it, which I think is fantastic. You know, maybe that's like a little bit more intimate and stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Play with it. I know I've watched so many videos where they're like, you have to be, you know, blah, blah, blah. You don't, you know. Great singers know how to use a microphone. You work with somebody that can belt, they'll be in on a verse and then they'll come back here and they'll come back there for the ultimate.
Yeah.
It's just part of, you know, working a lot in a studio, figuring out how you want the performance to be. This room's fairly It's got a couple live things, but it's not that live, so there won't be too much of the room in it. Sometimes you end up being really close on the mic because there's so much room in there, it feels like the only thing to do. But it's a decent sounding room, and you're a wonderful singer, so this should be easy.
Thank you.
Excellent. Ready to rock?
Yep.
You can hear me okay?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Let's try it.
Okay.
But you
Yeah, of
keep
course.
on thinking too much, reliving everything you had once. But just hold on, 'cause you're not done.
Vocal.
Hi everybody, Steele here. And at this point in the session, I had been there the whole time. I've been operating the camera and kind of watching behind the scenes. And we had an issue with the headphone amps that had put us back by a while. And as a result, Warren had to head off to his next thing. So at that point, we talked and he gave me the brief of what he was looking for out of the session. And I then took over, kind of assistant producer, if you will, because I was working under Warren's direction. So let's tell you about what we did from here, because we had an acoustic, we had the first vocal, and at that point you may have seen earlier in the video that Warren was playing a rather nice Martin guitar. And that Martin sounded absolutely fantastic and was quite different to Lianne's Guild acoustic. So what we decided to do was to double track the acoustics to give a really big kind of feel, because especially with this being something that you guys are going to do the extra production on, we wanted to have kind of a big stereo field of acoustics that you could then work around. And as a result, you'll see here that I moved the U87 to a different position. And this is because this is kind of phantom emulating a stereo pair of microphones on one guitar by kind of having one left side on one guitar and one right side on the other. So on the Guild acoustic, we went with Warren's choice of what I call the vanilla position, which is about 12 inches away from the 12th fret. But with the Martin guitar, despite the camera angle, it's not pointed at the sound hole. It's actually further over, almost on the body, pointing at the bridge, which on its own is quite kind of bassy and quite, it's not got a huge amount of definition to it, but the Guild guitar, which is on the right hand side of the finished performance, has a lot of that string definition and that clarity, so the two together make for a really nice big panorama of acoustic sound.
Sorry, one thing I forgot, because my head's full of squirrels.
Once we had the two acoustics tracked, we then decided that those had a really good feel and that we should then re-record the main vocal to match that.
Oh yeah, I turned the level down earlier because of the compressor.
Check 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2.
That should be way louder.
Check 1 2. It's a bit. If there's any more.
We also found that Lianne was having a few issues because her voice is so dynamic that we ended up putting a software compressor in the live monitoring chain so that she could hear herself properly with an 1176, so that when she really blasted out those notes, she could hear them at roughly the same level as the soft notes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Cool. Cool.
And when she was blasting, you'll see me now checking the levels to make sure we're not clipping the analog preamps.
Stand out, let the people stare and wear a crown with your colored hair. They're all sheep too scared to lead, and in time you'll see. Scream it out.
That was the take.
Okay.
Yeah. Save.
The big note that I kind of faltered a little bit on that, but I can punch it in if you want.
Okay.
Totally up to you, but
Well, that'll be, yeah.
because usually I'm just used to with the band, I do the oh yeah, and then like a
Yeah.
big solo comes in there anyway.
Right.
But I could try it again. You just glow, and then when I come in, oh yeah,
Got it.
yeah, cool.
Just glow,
Yes.
Okay.
I could see it on the way where you were pushing the microphone backwards. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Cool.
That was great. So
doubles of choruses, was it that you wanted next?
yeah, please.
Yeah.
Stand out, let the people stare and wear a crown with your colored hair. They're all sheep too scared to lead, and in time you'll see. Scream it out, tell them all your.
Can I have my main vocals a bit lower?
Bit lower,
now,
yeah.
please? Sorry to
I can do that.
totally confuse you.
I can do that.
It's just with harmony.
Yeah. You can't pick them out.
Yeah,
Got you.
it's easier if I'm just much louder than them.
Got you. No problem.
See, yeah, cool.
Yeah, one more of the same if we can. Let's see what happens.
Try.
If they try to dim your light, it won't show, 'cause you'll just glow.
Spot on.
Wicked, thank you.
Yeah, and unless anything's missing, job done.
Nice.
Yeah.
Falling deeper down, invisible. I guess your time ran out. A ghost in a haunted house. Damaged goods is all you think you hold. You're clinging on, but everyone's let go. You're high, then you're so low. But you keep on thinking too much, reliving everything you had once. But just hold on, 'cause you're not done. Stand out, let the people stare and wear a crown with your colored hair. They're all sheep too scared to lead, and in time you'll see. Scream it out, tell them all your pain, and stick around, 'cause everything will change. If they try to dim your light, it won't show, 'cause you'll just glow. Searching for your soul and piecing back the pieces that you've thrown away for far too long. It's wearing out the heart on your sleeve. The hole in your chest makes it harder to breathe. But don't admit defeat. Just start by stopping this pain, so nothing's gonna knock you again. And just hold on, 'cause you're not done. Stand out, let the people stare and wear a crown with your colored hair. They're all sheep too scared to lead, and in time you'll see. Scream it out, tell them all your pain, and stick around, 'cause everything will change. If they try to dim your light, it won't show, 'cause you'll just glow. Yeah, you'll just glow. Oh yeah, yeah. change. If they try to dim your light, it won't show, 'cause you'll just glow. Yeah, you'll just glow. Wear a crown with your colored hair. Wear all sheep too scared to lead, and in time
Thank you, guys.
So after the recording and everyone was happy, I then went away and mixed what we had, which is the music video version that you just heard there. But we're not done, because this is where you guys come in. You can now download the multi-track stems of this that I've taken out as WAV files from Pro Tools, so you can then use that in any DAW that you like. You can use it in your Reaper, Pro Tools, Logic, whatever you want. Just drop these in and go. It's 133 BPM. Feel free to add whatever instrumentation you like, mess around with things. That is entirely up to you. We're really looking forward to seeing what you guys do with this.
So thank you everybody for watching. You can go to the Rate My Mix site. That's where it's going to be hosted. And please feel free to post your productions up there and help each other out. Remember, this is all about impressing the artist. You can all fight amongst yourself as who you think is the best production. But ultimately, at the end of the day, this is proper production. You're working with the artist's tracks. And as you heard, Lianne is excited to hear any kind of version as long as it's really, really great. So I'm really excited to hear everything that you guys and girls do. Lianne, thank you ever so much. I really appreciate this.
Thanks, Warren. Appreciate it.
Be very aware that you are going to get inundated with so many songs to listen to. I hope you know what you've signed up for.
I'm ready. I think I'm ready anyway. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It'll be great.
My tip is, having done about 20 of these remix competitions, and this is or mix competitions, is just listen to them as they come in. Don't go, oh, I'm going to do that in the last 2 weeks, because I did that one time and I'm listening to like 1,500 mixes in 2 weeks, so my head exploded. Because the way we do it, and this is for everybody to know, they come into one email address, and then Lianne can literally like just open up the email in the morning and spend the first half an hour of the day just listening to some productions. And when she likes something, she can go, I like that one, put it into a separate pile. And you can just do it in little bite-sized pieces.
Yeah, that's definitely the way to go, I think. Because when I was told how many, we could potentially get, I was like, oh, that's going to take a long time. So
yeah,
that's the way
I think with
forward.
production, we won't get as many as you do with mixes, because obviously with mixes, the files are there. You can spend a couple of hours and send something in. This is going to be a challenge for all you guys and girls watching. If people are going to record live instruments and really put their heart and soul into it, we won't get as many, but there'll still be a lot.
Oh, no, I'm excited. I can't wait.
Excellent. Well, thank you. Thanks, everyone. Please click that link down below to download the multi-tracks. Don't forget to post your final productions on the Rate My Mix site. Everybody get helping. Let's learn together. Thank you, Lianne.
Thanks, Warren. Thanks.
Thanks, everyone. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, au revoir, adios, ciao, to scenes. Bye.